In 11.4, it's our goal to identify sampling methods. Let's back it up first and talk about how to collect data. We're going to pretend that we're going to be giving a survey to the middle school students at our school, and you're interested in finding out what the middle schooler's favorite food is. So the first thing you need to know is what a population is. Please write this down. A population is an entire group about which information is gathered. So our population is middle school students. Okay. You can give out a census, which is a survey of the entire population. So maybe you survey every student in middle school and ask them what their favorite food is. But that isn't always practical. That takes a lot of time. So you could also take a sample instead. And a sample is a survey of part of the population. So you only ask some kids to save time. So it's our goal to identify what sample types you're going to be using when you ask the question, what is your favorite food, to the middle schoolers. Again, you're writing all of this down. Push pause if I'm going too fast. Okay, so here are the different sampling types. The first type is a random sample, where every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. This is the best type of sampling method. So for example, a random sample is when you put all the names, all of the middle schoolers, in a hat and randomly pick out 10 or randomly pick out 20. So I'm going to write that here. Or you could put all of the names in a computer and have a computer generate 10 or 20 or 30 names. It's not always easy, though, to get a true random sample. So there are other sampling types. The next type of sampling method is a systematic sample. A rule is used to select members of the population. So maybe you have an alphabetical list and you choose every 5th person or every 10th person. Okay, the next sampling type is stratified. The population is divided into distinct groups and members are selected from each group. So maybe you divide your middle schoolers into grades. I'm going to take 5 people from 6th grade, 5 people from 7th grade, and 5 people from 8th grade. Or boys and girls. I'm going to take 10 people from the boys' side, and I'm going to take 10 people from the girls' side. So boys versus girls, or you could do 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The next type of sampling method is convenience. Only members of the population who are easily accessible are selected. So maybe you're in 8AB and you want to give this survey out. A convenience sample would be only asking students in your class because they're the easiest to reach, or only asking the people that are close to your locker. And then there's one more type of sampling method, self-selected sample. Members of the population can select themselves by volunteering. So this example would be if you sent out an email to all of middle school and they can choose to email you back. Another example of self-selected is At the end of receipts, sometimes at stores, they'll put a survey and you can choose to go to the webpage and fill it out, or the same at restaurants. Sometimes they leave comment cards on the table and you can choose to fill it out. So the majority of your assignment is going to be them asking you what the population is and what the sampling type is. A population is who you're surveying. So our population was middle schoolers. We were interested in what type of food they like. And then when they ask you for the sampling type, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different answers: random, systematic, stratified, convenience, and self-selected. The last thing that they're going to ask you is if it's a true representation of the population. So let me go through that real quick. Let's go with our example we've been using this whole video. You're interested in surveying students in middle school about their favorite food. We want to know if it's a true representation. Let's talk about, let's say you did this method. You did self-selected. You sent out an email and students could email you back their favorite food. Is that a true representation of the population? Probably not, because only people that are super interested in food are going to email you back, or only people who have time are going to email you back. It's not necessarily going to reflect everybody's views. So some of these samples are better than others.